Well, let's approach this from a different perspective. Are there any right-wing live streamers who you believe have resisted audience capture?
Andrew Tate, maybe, if you want to call him a right-wing streamer.
And so where does Andrew Tate go against the wishes of his audience?
Well, he had loads of sort of white right-wingers who were following him, but then he converts to Islam, which works against his audience. Maybe he has a bigger audience now because of that conversion. However, it was a sort of risky thing to do within the context of his initial audience. He means what he says when it comes to gender relations and his sort of views on women. He's not just taking the piss. Whereas, I don't know, a lot of right-wingers like a bit of just cock teasing going on all the time. It's like they know that the people who are sort of influencers in their sphere, they know that then they don't even mean what they say, and they're happy with that. They're happy with that dynamic. So I'm still thinking, like, where does Andrew Tate sort of what was the question? How did you phrase the question?
The question was, where does Andrew Tate tell his audience something that they don't want to hear? So, for example, anytime I say that people should get the COVID vaccine, my audience overwhelmingly reacts against that. When I tell my audience that by and large, our ruling elites did a better than average job with regard to COVID, almost nobody in my audience wants to hear that. When I say that sometimes the elites are right and the people are wrong, almost nobody in my audience wants to hear that. So I'm just continually saying things that my audience doesn't want to hear. And I'm curious what Andrew Tate is frequently saying that his audience does not want to hear.
Some of his Muslim audience don't want to hear things about how they don't want to hear anything about white identity, right? And Andrew Tate sort of panders to the white identity crowd. He recently tweeted, maybe today or yesterday or the day before, that it's completely logical for white people to want Britain to be white, remain a white majority. And now that he's got a huge Muslim and kind of POC, people of color, whatever, following, he's happy to say things that don't really suit their worldview.
Right, and does suit another substantial part of his audience. You used the word pander. He panders to one part of his audience. And then another time he panders to another part of his audience. But the guy is fundamentally a soulless panderer. I mean, that's what he is.
No, I think he's just an honest person, that he doesn't... pandering is just a kind of post hoc analysis there, because we are interpreting it like that. I think in the moment when he's tweeting and saying things, I don't think he's really pandering to anybody. I think he genuinely believes what he does. He's always had a deep sort of critique of mob morality. That's a sort of... He won't explicitly say that, by the way, but I pick up on that. It's an implicit theme throughout his content. Like, why, even his criticism of celebrity culture. I mean, it's ironic because he's become a celebrity, but before he was big, and even now that he's big, he just kind of target celebrity culture, which is a very common thing to do, but nonetheless, it's still a criticism of mob morality. That's how I feel.
So we got Dixon in the hangout with us. Dixon, do you want